If you ask everybody outside right now, who wants to win the lottery? Everybody will raise their hand. So if you ask anybody here who wants to get rich, everybody's gonna raise their hand. You ask anybody here working right now, everybody's gonna raise their hand. But everybody's not prepared to pay the price. See, the person that's already in that lane, that's prepared to pay the price, they're already in that lane. They're already paying the price. And if they had a navigation system, they pay a higher price. They pay whatever price is necessary. Whatever is necessary. Why do you think so many people in the entertainment industry give up their soul? I mean, I don't mean to be crass, but this is an adult table. We all are familiar with the entertainment industry. We've all heard horror stories in whatever capacity, from the music industry to entertainment. Why do you think men and women are like, oh, I would never do that? And they're the first ones to do it because they want it so bad. So it's like they will compromise everything, and when they're young and they don't know and they're ignorant, and you will have a percentage of them that will fall out and never become that part of the entertainment. And then you have another portion is like, well, shit, if this is what I have to do, and everybody else, this is the price, how bad do you want it? So this obviously is not that type of party. But I use that as an extremity, as an example. You still have to establish the price you're willing to pay for your success. Sleepless nights, up early, reading a book, iPods, negative conversation, getting rid of the old, inserting myself in the new, flying back down here in 2 weeks to a Prosperity Path convention. I was just down in Miami. Some people only travel. It's like, what? It's like, who are you going with? Let them ask you 2 weeks from now. I'm going back to Miami. For what? It has nothing to do, but it's for me to build my ACN, to get around people, to get away from you and get around other prospects. Mm-hmm. So if I went to something like that, obviously within budget, within range, within reason, but started making the sacrifices for myself, not because my leadership told me to. See, to come to this, you were encouraged to be here. You already knew to be here. You've been supported to be here. You know what this culture is about. You know what our leadership has told you. But have you gone to 3 of these conventions that had nothing to do with ACN to grow your business this year? That would be all the Lord is sitting at the table. How uncomfortable had you made yourself to find the caliber of people that you're looking for? Why are you looking for saltwater fish in clean water? In a pond. You can't find the ocean. You look, the mackerel that live in the ocean, you aren't going to find in a lake. But the mackerel that I want in the ocean, that will blow up in my side of the ocean, I bet you're there at this event.
I have went to a couple of them, 2 of Cardone.
Right.
And I also went to one of Epic Warriors. And another one.
Again, this is for Lourdes. This is not what you've done.
Mm-hmm.
This is what everybody has done. Does that make sense? Everybody know that? But I'm saying it's like consistently walking away. Like I came here with one objective. I won't go into what my objective was, but I'm right there. I'll get it before the night is out. I already know what I want to extrapolate before I leave. And by coming here, other blessings are exposed to me at the same time. Things that I came here. I come because that's one of my chapters in the books, which is it's called a collision for success. It's all the things that you don't expect. All the people that you don't expect. So I know in order to get to the next level for me, this next position, they're going to have to, I need at least 2 SVPs, which means this line has to go to SVP, which means I need at least, 2 or 3 more RVPs. So it's just a matter of who wants to go. And if I just work on 3 people, I don't have to worry about the rest of the organization. It's already substantiated. I just need to find 3 people who just never want to work again in this group. That will not have any conversation in their head when I talk, but listen, it's the hardest thing to do. It's the hardest thing, and it's not wrong. It's the way we're programmed. So how many times have I said, go to this event, and how many times have you said, well, I went to this event, I went to this event. You responded 3 times, and I said, don't. Everybody would do the same thing. Yep. And if you've heard me say it on my call, what is the hardest thing, or what's the number 1 ingredient for a person to become successful? What's the number 1 reason a person does not become wealthy? Listening. when you can clear out and just empty out that bucket and act like you don't know nothing, you have done nothing, where do I start from scratch? Okay, you Beethoven? Okay, I have never, so do you play piano? No, I've never played the piano. Please teach me from scratch. Because I obviously don't play as good as you, and I want new habits. I want to do it your way. I don't even want to do it my way. I'm going to use that as wisdom and as expertise to get me to the next level, but I just want to know how, you Beethoven, you got to find that mentor who's going to allow, that you're going to, not mentors, the person you're going to follow that you want what they have, their success. That coachability index. Each one of you have to do that. But before you leave, you have to establish, what do you want to be coached for? Why are you here? How bad do you want what you say you want? Before you leave this weekend, you should really establish that, and out of love for Renata and Boris, let them know that. You can let me know that. How far do you really want to go? Because I honestly, unfortunately it's on tape, I can't say it the word the way I want because it's being recorded. But I'll be honest, it's too much for Michael to do. But the reality of me being here is I only came for you guys. The rest of my teams are established. Jeff Weber is established, Brian Saxon's established, all the rest of my leaders are established. I arrived a long time ago. My position's locked. I wanted to be here for my Jewish team that was going to be here tomorrow night, Yaakov and the rest of them. I can't do it. I have to leave. I literally flew in at 5 this morning. I'm leaving at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, and I only came here to see you guys. Now, how many of you would fly in just for a day? At what cost? At what expense? When you don't have to. And it costs you more than you're actually investing. It's sowing seed. It's a harvest. Came to meet man. Never met Illy. Never met a lot of people. And you go through and you go till you find a person that you can work with. Does that make sense? So, hopefully that helps. We'll do part 2 at the bar and we'll get out of here because I want all the batteries to die on Michael, and when they start talking, I get irritated and I go over there and curse them out. We get out of here, and it's like some tall Negro came over here and went off. It's like running our customers out of here and whatnot. But did that help everybody? I want this to resonate with you because there's 5 steps in here. I don't want to say that. I'm not going to say the 5 steps. But before you leave this weekend, establish that you want to work, because the 3 levels are very real. Am I one that I'm not the leader? I'm not sure if I want to be the leader, but I want to win. It's okay. Then become a conductor of the music. And go get someone who plays the trombone, somebody who plays the strings, somebody who plays the drums. Get you the right leaders and let them blow up and make you rich. Do I want to be the leader, but I'm not? Then establish, okay, I'm going to give myself a 2-year journey to become who I need to become, but in the interim of that, I need to get paid. Be clear, okay, so how do I get paid? Because once you shift that focus, you can then start to employ the right people to get you paid while you're becoming who you need to become. And then if you already are that Manny over here, I use Manny as an example, then I am that leader, then that's another process. You still have to grow into who you need to become. But you need to move yourself out of the way and start to learn differently to consume yourself to be that leader while humbling yourself to people who are greater than you. Otherwise, your alpha and your ego will get in the way when you do come on and bring great leaders. You'll conflict, you'll clash before you even start, and you won't even understand how you're deflecting and pushing away strong leaders, men and women, by you wanting to be that leader instead of humbling yourself to know you aren't where you need to be. Is that making sense? Are you guys following that so far? So these are critical pieces in order to make this thing work, because we can take this and there is no other, you can put this on tape, I promise you. And I say this all the time, people that know me. God gave me 100 things to do. 99 I'm really bad at. But one thing that I do, I'm the best in the world. My anointing to build giants is untouchable. You just have to decide you want to be a giant and be very clear as to your starting point. Because the hardest thing to do, which is biblical, is submit to where you are, what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, where your arrogance is, where your lack of listening is, how to shut up, how to quiet the storm and the voices in your head, to humble yourself. Humility is the hardest thing to do. And stop all the chatter in your head. Is this making sense to everybody following that? Outside of that, I work for claps. I'm done. I'll meet you guys at the bar. We can talk all night, whatever you guys need. I'm good. You know, so, yeah.